one of my favorite people.
Okay.
We good. We good to go. It is 2019. I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy birthday to anybody.
Hey, y'all scoot up a little bit.
First episode of the year.
Yeah, there we go.
The year's just
There we
beginning
go.
for us. We had a long end of the year.
There we go.
All right.
Recording now?
We on, baby.
Oh, okay.
We on.
All right. Shoot.
Introduce myself.
Oh, yeah.
2019, man.
Oh,
Chris,
dog.
I ain't seen you since last year.
Yeah, I ain't seen a lot of people.
I said
last
Merry
year.
Christmas, Happy New Year, and Happy birthday to anybody who had one. Yep, we ended the year, woo. We've been going through some things, you know. Freeze getting his health back in, he had a little small minor, medical, well, I'm gonna let him tell you, but
I got a kidney stone that's 1.6 centimeters, man. That bug is up there staying there until I get surgery, so.
Freeze is, fighting through the fire, as he come in here putting in
And we
work.
thank you so much. 'Cause
Yeah. I lost my granny.
Oh,
Sorry to
Yeah,
hear that.
but she was happy. Yep, 98 years old, what can I say?
Right.
Yep, but let's get it on.
Let's go.
We on the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, this person ain't no, she ain't no stranger for you.
That's right.
Not
That's
to the
right.
corner. Yeah,
Right.
she has her, new brand, a new program, Through the Nets,
Yes.
Thank you.
and her friends, who's getting ready to introduce themselves. But first of all, I'm Gary T. Everett.
DJ Freeze,
Episode what, Freeze?
episode 18 of the Corner Pocket
But
Podcast.
episode 1 of the year.
That's true indeed.
Thank
True
you,
indeed.
Denise.
And don't
You
forget, you
know-
can check us out at Corner
Thank
Pocket
you.
Podcast on YouTube live channel going on right now. You can check us out at Corner Pocket Podcast on Anchor, Apple Podcasts,
Uh-huh.
Spreaker, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, you name it, we there.
We there. YouTube right now, if you just don't want to see my pretty face, just go on YouTube and you can see a bunch of pretty faces. And that's just how we doing it. Make some noise, y'all, for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Through the Nuts. Coach Keita.
Hi.
Athletic Director Keita. Teacher Keita.
Operations director.
Operations
Yeah,
director. Let me
director
get
of operations.
Is this okay?
It's yes.
You sure?
Well, yeah.
No, it's not. Okay.
It's okay for you. You can do what you want to do.
Okay. You about right. Okay. Break it down for us. Through the Nets. The world needs to know.
Okay. Hey, world.
Oh,
All right.
yeah. Can we introduce the guest
Yeah.
first?
No, that's what
Yeah.
we getting ready to introduce them now.
Yeah, but you said you're about to go in there through the nets and you ain't even know who the other people are.
And I'm okay.
Thank
Right.
you for checking me out. I need that.
At least his shirt's dope. At least his
Hey, your shirt dope though.
I'm loving my beautiful shirt
I
through the
like it.
Nets.
I like it.
I'm loving it too.
Yeah.
And all you guys who want one, we gotta get it to you because everybody's liking them a lot.
We got him.
That's
We
dope.
gonna
I'm
have.
wearing this all day today.
You look
For
cute.
sure.
To the movies. We're going to the movies in
You
this.
gonna look real nice at the movie.
Thank you.
Okay. I guess we'll start to the right of me. Since I feel like I kind of know her, 'cause I know her brother used to hoop in 7 Miles and lost her at the YMCA with us back in the day.
Uh-oh.
Leonard, y'all think you know.
Don't say Bush.
No.
Yes.
That's it.
Is it?
Yeah. I was busy with you.
Yes.
You let her in here?
Oh, man, you know, I'm good.
Hey, that boy killed us in 92. Remember if we won, we would have been out of school the next day and the
Yes.
bus would have went up to
Yes.
killed us individually.
Oh, bro.
Murdered us.
Hey, bro. Hey, bro.
They switched the game to Highland Park that day. It was supposed to be at Callahan. You remember that?
Yes.
Okay, I forgive him.
Oh.
All right.
He's
He's a bad boy, man.
Yeah, wait a
They
minute.
all
Why
bad
you
boy.
from Callahan that year?
We never knew. I thought it was a conspiracy theory because he was going to school right down the street. We ignored him. You know them. What would it? Man, you know them. What would it? My boys was coming deep. Yeah, he was a killer though.
Yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
He was a killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's carry on.
Carry on.
That's a good one though. That's good to know.
Oh, this part right here.
All right, well, my name is Bae Bush. I'm
a mom of 6. I've been knowing these ladies a very long time, and we're excited about our journey, and it's gonna be huge.
And what do you do? What is your position in all this?
Well, I mean, which
Well, we really have positions
Our
here.
positions
Well, you know what I mean.
Oh, like I have a son that's over at King High School.
Cool.
We're winning, we're doing big things right now.
King always winning.
George Ward, shout out Cooley High, thank you,
That's
thank
my
you.
main man. My main man.
Yeah, so, I have 6 children, they're all very active, they're all doing something. They've always been doing something. My daughter right now is actually on her way to rehearsal, she sings for the Mosaic Youth Theater, organization in the city of Detroit. A lot of people don't know about them, but they're huge, they're really huge. And I'm excited about our journey.
Let's do it.
Let's
make it happen.
Let's do it.
Yeah, this is gonna open some doors, I believe, for everybody, so.
Absolutely.
Next. Yeah.
My name is Tiffany Fuller. I have 2 boys, Jamil and Jordan Fuller. We from the other side, so we like in Ypsilanti area.
Wow.
How you said why?
No, I said the why.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, from the why. And Romulus, the basketball city, we call it, but, yeah, they are 14 and 11. They play in middle school and just getting them ready for high school, and I'm excited about this adventure with the ladies because I've known them forever. Coach Keita's my son's favorite coach.
Thank you.
We love her.
That's all the kids love you.
Yes.
Are you from Romulus also?
Yes, I am. I'm
Okay.
from Romulus.
We had T Mills in here.
Just my-
Okay,
Terry Mills,
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
T Mills.
Yes.
Yeah, my
yes.
man. Name
Yeah.
drop.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, name drop. But yeah, so I'm excited. I see us doing big things, and I'm just excited to be here.
All right, next.
That's dope.
I'm Terry.
Step up a little bit, 'cause, yeah. To the mic,
You
yeah.
can scoot up.
You scoot up, yeah, scoot to the mic, yeah.
I'm Terry Johnson.
Yeah.
My son's Jamal Trice. He's a sophomore at Warren Lincoln High School under Coach Waddell Henry, my fave. I don't have a position. I kind of just be where they need me to be and say what I'm supposed to say. I'm excited about the journey just as well as the rest of the ladies. We plan on doing big things, and we're really excited to be able to help people, inform people, and give them what we have.
I'm loving it.
All right, now, Keita, or anyone, y'all can explain what Through the Nets is. Now we got introductions here.
Do one of you guys wanna do it, or you all want me to do it?
You can do it.
I
The what?
already got it, it's fine, it's cool.
You can put it on here.
I know,
Which
I
one
was
is
trying to do it, but it's kinda hard right now, so, okay,
Okay.
real quick.
Pick the mic up now, you know, you now.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Can-
talk with us, the green dot.
Green dot in
Yeah.
front of you.
That's
Hey,
what-
green dot.
There you go, there we go.
She
Does this green dot pay?
My son right now, my son right now would love that joke. Oh my, he's the king of puns.
I got it.
Okay, Through the Nets was created, just based off, basketball moms who hang out still since our children were 8 years old. So that was 6 years ago. We all met each other, and through, us meeting each other, we ended up becoming really, really good friends. And we go out, we hang out, we try to do things outside of basketball to get our minds free, and also just talk about what's going on with each other, and how we can help our sons. And some of us go through different things, so by sharing that with each other, we all help each other not have to go through that maybe trial, or help each other get through, or do something better because our son did this. So with that, one young
And daughters,
lady,
and
Lauren,
daughters.
and daughters, you know,
Can't
and-
believe
but,
you're
but,
old.
but no, but you know, what I wanted to explain to somebody yesterday, this came about because of our sons, but we also have parents with more children who all play sports.
Yeah.
So we have a mom of 9, a mom of 6, most with 2, and then most with 1. Nobody has 3, right? So it's either 1, 2, 6, and 9.
No, 3, Sonia.
Oh, Sonia has 3. And she has two sons and a daughter. So we met 4 of us. So let's say who's missing. So Lauren Bailey, she is actually the one who just one day, 2 months ago, she just texted me and said, Keita, you know what? We need to start a podcast. And 2
No.
months later, here we are.
Here we are.
And I don't think she knew by telling Keita how fast this would happen.
I think you're gonna bust the
It's
podcast
fair.
industry open. I do, I think you're gonna bust it open.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it really was just started just from us hanging out, chilling, having fun, to us saying, you know, the same conversations that we have with each other over our children, we should share with other fathers, mothers, whomever are raising children in sports, because there's so many questions that need to be answered so that the kids have a better time as they go through doing everything. And the most important part about the title is it's bigger than basketball.
Right.
We all are teaching our children, what if basketball doesn't work, then what?
Then what? Right.
So that's a brief synopsis of what we're trying to do,
That's
or what
great.
we're doing.
But basically, everybody got a son that's playing ball right now.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Okay. Do anybody's, sons play, is anybody in the same division?
We have two
Yes.
sons at the same
Yes,
school.
we
They
are.
playing each other, or do you,
No, but-
like, will you or D play any of her kids?
Yes, if we make it, if
Yes.
King makes it, we're in the same division, so King will play
You would do,
I
yeah,
would love that.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. so-
Great.
And then,
That's more cheering for us.
yes, and that's the beauty of it too, for me. We all go out to each other's sons' games,
Mhm.
even when they're not playing each other, and we all participate in
Support,
in support.
support.
And I feel like that's the same way it should be. Just think about it, DPCSD, right? If King is the only school to make it and go far, then all the DPS should be following, no matter if you with the King,
Absolutely.
you know, whatever high school, I mean.
That's how it used to be, though.
That's how it used to
That's how it
be.
used to be.
Right,
That's how it
so,
used to be.
you
That's how
know,
it used
once,
to be.
once we all get knocked out and there's one of us left, we should all go and
Support
join.
that person.
Right.
That's how it
Yeah,
always-
that's
that's
right.
how
It used to be like
It used to
that.
be that way.
Class A.
Yes, class A.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, see, we
Absolutely.
was in class B when I was in high school, but we still did the same thing whenever, I mean, cause we went to Renaissance, we lost. But anyway, we would go, I'd go and see, you know, Cooley play, go and see Southwestern play, go and see Persian play, you know, whoever went further down there, you know.
It probably was Persian.
No, it
Oh,
was,
yeah,
no,
don't get her started.
I'm sorry, I was
Don't
gonna
get her
say,
started.
only 1 year,
Should we
only
start-
1 year Persian now.
Should we start
Only
talking?
1 year.
We're gonna leave that
She
alone.
gonna keep talking, so we don't have
Only,
to.
only 1 year Persian now,
So
come
you
on.
come
now.
out of Persian?
I did.
Okay.
So,
Of course.
Nothing. I used to have, my father's, one of his best buddies was over there counseling, Miss Diddley. Back in the
So,
day.
I just wanna say, so, December, every year, December is huge for me. This is my son's first year in high school basketball, but we always, December, we waiting on December so we can go and watch all the high school basketball games, you know, and I've been doing that since my brother was hooping in '92. That's what made me get involved. Back then, I was in the 9th grade.
So you are a basketball junkie? You
Oh,
a
yeah.
Big fan?
And I didn't play.
So good, no
but I
front,
love
it ain't no
it.
front out here, that's good.
Like, I'm huge, like, I'm talking about, no, like, what are you doing? Like, I know
Thank
basketball.
you.
I love it.
You know what 3 seconds is, and I love it.
Right. Like basketball. Right, so basketball relaxes me, so I can go to the gym and
Yes.
sit all day.
All day.
Yes.
All day, like yesterday.
Like yesterday.
That's
Yes.
beautiful.
Women in sports,
That's beautiful.
Yes.
they know the rules.
That's beautiful.
I know
Yeah,
that's
That's
right.
beautiful.
yeah, that's heavy. That's pretty heavy. And, when is this podcast starting?
Tomorrow.
That's dope.
Yeah.
On Martin Luther King Day, purposely.
Right,
On
right.
purpose.
It's
Look,
fake
purpose.
birthday.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
I mean, well, yeah,
His
but.
birthday
I'll
is
take the
15th.
check though.
Right.
It's a celebrated
It's a
day.
payday off.
Run that
It's a
check.
payday off.
Yeah.
And
And where you doing it? You doing it?
Here.
Here, right here.
I'm
Ta-da.
gonna be all in.
That's dope, dope.
Good.
I'm
I
gonna
was,
be all in.
I've been watching their award tour. They was like a award tour with Muhammad, my man, where he's there, he's spot with the mics in my hand. They did my boy SPS Flow. That's my boy Lindsay. Me and Lindsay,
Woo, shout out to
go
Lindsay.
way
Thanks a
back,
lot,
man.
Bonner?
Yes.
No, Lindsay Huddleston.
No, I said
Oh,
Bonner.
you did Bonner?
Yeah,
You did Bonner?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I watched
man,
that one.
We
Thank
did. Y'all got to forgive me. I'm still off of like 3 Tylenol 3s right now. So my hearing and everything might be a little bit delayed. But yeah, Lindsay, we used to hoop all the time. Man, at 7 Mile, we seen some great athletes come out of the YMCA there.
Yes.
Besides Leonard, besides Maurice Taylor.
Lorenz O'Neely.
Shoot, man.
That whole neighborhood had hoopers.
Yeah, that whole man. That was
Lawndale.
hoopers every day
How
out there,
about
man.
our whole city had hoopers?
Oh yeah, hands down.
Our whole state had hoopers.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
conversation
From a very great
yesterday
place.
was, the, back in the day compared to now. You know,
Yeah.
last night we watched five, well,
games.
we didn't, they watched 5 games.
Okay.
5.
And, the best game was the last one.
Right, it's always should be.
Always.
But with that being said, some of the problem is the talent.
Mhm.
And I won't say talent, let's go with lack of fundamentals, lack of knowing the game. So it makes it not so interesting.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And so we were just talking about, you know, why is it such a difference between back in the day when everybody, you, him, her, she,
Mhm.
so now it's like,
You know what? I think I'm gonna put in one little problem. I think the problem is, or the parks. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no parks like it used to be. That's one
There's
thing.
no Tendo, there were, well,
It was-
Tendo now, but.
Yeah,
They're bringing them back
Oh,
slow.
yeah, but see, they bring them back slow, but back in the day, it was a park, like, for example, if I
Everywhere.
lived on Puritan and Greenfield.
Right.
I can go to
Name the recreation.
Oakfield, I go to Oakfield to go play ball, I can go up to, the park down the street on Foyer and play ball, I can go up to the park up on, Greenfield.
Well, yeah, Kelly Park
Everybody-
used to have to call next
Everybody,
2 days
right,
later.
right, you know what I'm saying? But look, now, that's only if you had no game, I always got a ran.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Always
He
got
got
a
it.
ran.
They was
So-
Kelly Park was,
Yeah,
woo.
yeah, you know what I'm saying, and like, it was like, another thing is, like, I saw this when I was in college. The change, I used to dribble my basketball up and down the driveway, everybody know my backyard. When I dribble my ball up and down the driveway, 10 people would come out right
Right,
in there.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
And ready to play. I can go outside now when I was, you know, in my
Yes.
neighborhood, shoot for 3 hours.
And
And
nobody
maybe,
come.
maybe one, maybe, if that, you know what I'm saying? And that changed the game up, man.
I would like to see people coming to the game again.
Yeah.
Yeah. The game day, high school game day was a holiday.
Oh, yeah.
It was.
Heck,
It was
yeah.
Tuesdays and Fridays.
Fridays.
Oh, yeah, the
Yeah.
day.
The day.
That was it.
Yeah, yeah, those are the only 2 days I used to want to be fresh on.
I was about to say that.
I wanted the game.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And remember, we had right after school games.
Yeah.
I went to DP, my 9th grade, night games, man.
Oh,
You know,
night games, of
yeah,
course.
yeah. It was just, if we can get them to, I think attention spans are at an all-time high level.
And what causes that? And
Well,
what causes
that
low
phone.
attention?
That phone.
And
Yeah,
so now we can
and-
talk about
Not at the phone.
what we do as moms to help with that attention span and keep it to where it need to be.
Right.
So I don't know, we can go around the room and talk about what we do as moms to
Yeah.
help. Because my son has not had a phone in the house for 3 days. When I tell y'all,
He going
he's
crazy.
he's been in my room talking to me nonstop.
He called me last night like, Auntie, can you
Listen.
come and get me?
Is
Listen,
it withdrawals?
yes, it's withdrawals. I asked him this morning, I said, Robert, why you in my room why you in my room getting ready and I just told you to go get ready? I said, you know why? Cause you don't have that phone. Cause if he had his phone, he'd had the music on,
He in
he'd
his
be in
room.
there jamming
Right.
and woo, 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 yeah. But taking that stuff away is important if you
Very
want your
important.
athletes to be successful.
Agreed.
Mhm.
And then I be chiming in on that with my daughter. I told her she had 4.0 from that freshman year. I said, hey, you got everything going. I've been in that same situation. Don't lose it. 10th grade year, had a little iPhone. She starting on track team. Brought home 2 D's and an F. Took her phone away, gave her a flip phone because she had to go to practice because you know I gotta keep in touch with her. I gave her a flip phone, them old flip phone, ain't no camera on that joint, none of that joint. $14.99 at AT&T.
A
They
Zach
still got
Morris?
them.
Was it a Zach
It
Morris?
was a- Yes.
And I am using your strategy because you told me about it last time, and that's what he will get is a
Yep.
flip phone.
Yep, and let me tell you, guess what had a 4.0 that next semester?
Exactly.
It works.
She got her phone back, she said, I will never leave you again.
It
She
works.
never did,
It works.
and it worked.
She made a
That is the truest
commitment.
thing.
She made a
She
commitment.
She made a commitment to her phone.
Any parent who's never pissed their child off is a piss poor parent.
Oh, yeah, I agree, I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, man,
So you know.
I hate to say it, but you're right.
Yeah. You ain't pissed your kid off. You shame on you.
It should be like weekly.
What do you do? Have you guys had to take something away? What do you guys feel about the?
So
Well-
at my house we don't play video games through the week at all. Weekends only at my house. We don't touch a video game. I don't have to say it. That's just been a rule forever.
How about that?
And we take the phone when something happens that I don't like. The first thing I'm taking is the phone. And we do the meditation hour. So for an hour a day, you can have nothing. Sit in your room, get your mind right, get your breathing right, get your
That can come to you.
whatever you need
Yeah,
to
that
do.
come to you, yeah.
We got the meditation hour in my house. So for an hour every day, he doesn't have it anyway. And as soon as anything happens, first thing I say is give me that phone because he's also addicted to his phone. And if he doesn't have his, he's gonna sit in there like crazy rock, looking at the walls, don't even turn the TV on, which is fine. But we do have the meditation hour and no video games through the week at all, period.
It's
That's
truly
beautiful.
the #1 addiction in the world.
It is, for
But
everyone.
it's just worse with children. This is an adult.
And it was created on purpose.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I watched
Yes.
a documentary on CNN on that.
Mhm.
and it was only on Facebook. Wasn't even just the phone. They knew it was gonna pull the line.
Mhm.
Yeah, but, you know.
This is funny, cause me and my husband had this, discussion today, like, the kids don't need phones. Because we tell you what to do, and it's like the 5th time that you get around to doing it, cause you're so busy on your phone. So we was like, we taking their phone, only when they go somewhere, like you said, is when you'll get your phone. My kids got addicted to Fortnite.
Oh, God.
Recently.
Hate that
I
game.
never heard of
Summertime.
Fortnite until.
Bruh.
No. Until my lady.
Oh,
son,
okay. Like,
No.
He
it's
bought the
bad.
game to Chicago with us.
No.
bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh, Jeff, shout out to Jeff. His son didn't want to go see Spider-Man movie because he's playing Fortnite.
Yep.
Wow.
When I was like, wait, I was like, what? Jeff made him go. I was like, thank you, Jeff. I'm like, bruh, you don't want to go see Spider-Man at the movie theater?
Yep.
You want to play Fortnite?
It's
yeah,
real.
'cause I was like,
It's a
ain't no
big
but. Like, what? But you know, different change, different
Yeah.
time, different time.
No. I don't want to
Other
do
different
them
time.
like that. I had a Madden addiction in the 90s.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Yeah.
sure did.
So you would have, if you was about to go see Spider-Man or a good movie or whatever, or Eddie Murphy's late, another 48 hours coming out, you won't go see.
I probably would have, Freeze. Yeah, would have went to the show.
Okay, thank you.
Girls,
Same
we wanted to get out of the house as kids.
thing. Right.
Yeah, we hated the house.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
really hated
So
the house.
bad, hurry up and do
Yes.
the chores so I can go. My
Yes.
chores take me
Yes.
outside of
Yes.
I grew up in a beautiful home, but if I could get the hell out of there as a kid, I was
Amen.
gone.
Yes,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
slept there for 12 noon. I couldn't leave the house before 12 noon. But when I left the house at 12 noon, I returned when the street lights came on.
High school?
Yes.
No, when I was a kid.
Oh, you had to leave at,
No, my grandma used to say you cannot go outside at 10 o'clock in the morning. No, wait till 12 noon.
oh, my
So
mother.
12 noon, we was waiting, and I came back when the street lights came on.
My mother would say that, but my dad, if I wanted to go out, it was go.
Yeah.
No bathing, no nothing.
Uh,
Yeah.
My mom used to be like, go outside. I had a basketball rim, like, you know, so she.
That's what we got.
When I used to wake up, first thing I do is go outside and shoot. So,
All day.
all day
Okay.
long.
All
And would
day.
never get tired. I'm like, dog, I get tired now. I shoot in like 2 hours.
We just
I
wanted
did all
outside.
day.
Right.
We only came in the house, we didn't even want to eat,
Nope.
remember that?
Nope,
Yeah.
sure didn't.
Yes.
Nope. We had a hose outside for that water.
Right.
And drink that water and go
Yeah.
on about your business.
Yes.
You was not trying to go in the house, because if you go in the house,
You
something
gotta
was gonna
say-
come up like,
you had to-
mom was gonna, oh, you clean your room? Oh, my boys outside. You know, something,
Right.
anything. So I
And
never try to come in the house.
And
Right.
it's crazy because I feel like as parents, especially me having only one son, the house is normally almost always clean. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
hard to give out chores.
I make
Yep.
up stuff.
Yep.
Yes,
I
and
know.
it's hard to make up stuff too, you know. Having chores was one of the things that taught us great discipline.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The two things that I live by are accountability, discipline.
Mhm.
And all of this stuff is really what we're talking about, whether it's the phone, whether it's going outside to play. I mean, I used to make my son, you going outside.
Yes.
You're not gonna stay in this house, so if you ain't got nothing to do, dribble up and down the street, run laps. do
That's me,
something.
I'll buy you
But then
something.
he got used to it where he just go outside, not like, can I go outside, can I go outside? So I'm thankful to have, like, the knowledge to have known, you not staying in this house, sitting there doing nothing.
Right.
And yeah, I took the video game out my house 2 years ago.
Mm.
He has one of his fathers, but it's still a hard thing to deal with when one parent has it and the other one doesn't.
Yeah.
So now we at a point where the dad called me and he said, you know what, I'm getting rid of this game.
Yeah.
Can you take the phone?
Two
Yep,
years.
I've been told you like
Yeah.
50 years ago, like get rid of the game.
I want
If
a
you,
cord,
if you,
I want a
once, I
cord.
believe once you show them that it's more to life than that game, I guarantee you that it'll fade away from you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it will.
Yeah.
They'll lose interest, like, you know, if they
I
just
don't
see
know.
more life.
So they
I don't
The
know.
longer you
man.
let them just stay there and do that,
Mm-hmm.
they don't know what's going on out
I
there.
think they get on a schedule. Once it's taken away for so long, they get used to doing something
something
else.
else.
Like the no video game through the week. I'm sure he wants to play. Everybody else is online playing. But at this point, we don't have to remind him. I don't have to say another thing. We don't do that. So he'll get on schedule. The other day he was missing, so it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. I called you, you didn't answer. I couldn't find my baby. I couldn't find my baby. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know where my son is. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm looking downstairs, the car's outside. I don't know where he's at. So like I'm panicking. I called you when you didn't answer. I called his coach like, what
They did not
happened?
answer.
Yeah, I called the coach like, what happened? I mean, y'all got practice, what's going on? He like, T, I'm still asleep. And 2 minutes later, he come in and told me, I was out taking the jog. Okay, it's good. Thank you for going to take your jog. You need them. Can you let me know
My
before you
next
leave?
time.
Hey, that's good, yeah, that would
It's
be
like still
scary.
dark at 6 a.m. I'm like panicking.
Yeah.
So I had to go run before school. Coach said we gotta get in shape.
Yeah.
Okay, but can
So-
you let me
Yeah.
know because now I had a little heart attack and now I have to go to.
Right.
Do you, how can I ask this? Since all, you know, all your guys who are playing, do you release them to the coaches?
What you
Do you,
mean?
you don't overmind?
Oh, wait, okay, so this is a good one for me. So, she's like, oh, wow. So let me
It's
tell
a fair
you,
question, right?
it is.
Great
it
very
is.
fair. That's
Yeah.
a great
So
question.
I'm that mom. So my son's been playing AAU. That's how we connected. We connected through AAU. He was young, you know, and you know AAU travels. So I'm not used to. I was not used to my kids being away, you know, and I don't trust. Like I have a hard time. Still now, I have a hard time with trust. Like I have to know you and know that if something go wrong, you're gonna handle it accordingly. And if my son do something wrong, you gonna get in his ass. Oops, sorry.
That's
You
okay.
gonna get
You
in
cut
his-
the
you gonna
show.
get in his
Oh, you cut the
ass.
show. You don't give a fuck here.
But you gonna get in his ass.
Right.
You gonna get in his ass just like I would. You know, so when it was hard for me picking a high school because ultimately my thing is I need my son to be a strong black male. You
Amen.
know, I need that. Like that's what I want. You know,
You
I
like
need him
that
to be able to make decisions. You know,
Yes.
I've done as a mom, I've done really all I can do for Chauncey. You know, at this point, it's about support. You know, and that's it. But I
Is he
can't.
named after Mr. Big Shot?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
Oh no, no,
His
not
dad-
no.
his dad-
But his
well,
dad.
his dad was Mr. Big Shot.
You know what I meant.
I know what you meant, but
Phillips.
I knew you meant
No,
Phillips,
no,
but we
his
both
dad
watched
name was
her, his
Chauncey.
dad.
Oh, yeah?
Chauncey Williams, Northern High School.
Wow.
That's her son's father.
Northern.
Well, he's a Lord.
Good name.
Yes.
I didn't have to go to school the
How
next
many,
day.
how many hit that game? 36?
I don't know, you would have to ask.
Yeah. I
But
think
it was all
I know-
him.
Yeah, I know.
We knew he had this in the bag because he probably on that K2 was gone.
K2 was
He
gone.
was gone. So
Yeah.
we like, we got this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one man show, dude.
Right.
Same move every play.
So yeah,
Killed
it was hard because a lot of coaches, I'm learning now that a lot of coaches will tell you what you want to hear. And then when they see you more than a dad, they want to, you know, they do all types of things. So for me, picking a coach was important. And I knew my son, again, my son has been with coaches where he's been allowed to do what he wanted to do. He did what he wanted to do. He knew they needed him. That's what he thought, you know. So I knew going into the next level and then, of course, college, that's not gonna work. So I needed somebody to be able to help with that. So that's one of the reasons, probably the main reason why I selected him to go to King, because I knew that George Ward was
What?
not gonna play.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
So,
He firm too.
Oh,
He
yeah.
firm and fair.
yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep. With the ring the bell, the short
Yes,
came
yes.
to my grandmother's
Oh,
family.
no.
Yep.
So for me, releasing your child to the coach, I had a lot of trouble with it because it's just he and I. So I had him here for a really long time. And then I also learned he's been playing since about 6 years old. I also learned that when people grasp onto your child, it's always not for the intention that you want. It's not always for basketball, the basketball program, or the betterment of your child. So that's another reason why I had to start calling these ladies when I first started in the basketball. Like, hey, he's saying bring him here for this, and he's saying bring him here for that. Get an understanding for the reason. At this point, I did stop mommy basketballing and releasing to the coach, but for a long time I wouldn't. It's just because I would see wrong intentions or get bad vibes from the coach, or the conversation would be nothing about basketball. So it was hard for me to let go for a while. But at this point I have, and I'm just excited to be in the bleachers and don't have to do much but just yell. And that
I
works,
love it.
that works for me.
I love
That
it.
works for
Can I
me.
get a clap up for that one? I love it. Do you do your homework on these coaches?
I do.
Yes.
Are you a player? Are you married? Do you smoke weed? Do you drink?
I do.
Come on,
See,
this is questions.
to the
you.
coach, to
Do
the
you do your
coach.
homework?
yeah,
on
you
it?
don't. I don't ask them. I kind of just I peep it out because they're gonna tell you what they're supposed to. Yeah, I'm this and I'm working on this and I want your son to be this. But if you don't see that happening, then it's a bad deal. So we call each other like, you know, coach such and such. So Keita, what you think about me sending Jamal over here? She's like, well, and that's what we talk about. So basically what this is we're opening up our phone conversations. We're publicizing our phone conversations.
Right.
'Cause these are the things we
Right.
talk about.
Right.
These are the things we talk about.
Yeah.
And so I had trouble with it. It's just us. It's just always been just us. For me, somebody say, let me bring him over here to do this. You know, know, I'm looking at you with the side eye for a good long while. But now I got him somewhere where I'm comfortable like herself. I got him somewhere where I know somebody's gonna get him on track. That's Waddell Henry. Shout out to Waddell. And I'm okay with that. Like I said, I'm proud now to just be in a bleacher and not sitting on the side of the bench or next to the coach. Like, what about this? So I'm good where I'm at. I'm in a happy place.
Right.
You know what? I think
Amen.
y'all podcast is needed.
Yeah.
Not wanted, but needed.
Yeah.
And of course it's wanted, but needed.
I believe it's gonna
Because,
show that guys don't know everything.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I
Not
really
only
do.
that,
I think it's gonna
Right.
show that.
Not only did that, I think that also is going to make guys realize that, for example, doing their research. You know what I'm saying? Because we, like, you know, most of the time we could have got, hey, do what the coach say. You know, as a guy, you know what I'm saying? Do what the coach say, do what the coach say, do. You know, or we'll try to out-coach the coach. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Instead of us, we won't do our research. A lot of us guys, won't.
Right.
We won't.
Right.
Hey, my man, the coach over here, so I'm gonna have you
Go
go
over
over
there,
here.
sit on
down.
Yeah, that's your
Yeah.
boy.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Not to hear a good coach. That's your boy.
The Renaissance coach,
So-
when you went there?
Really not, no,
You
no,
can say it.
my coach, I'm gonna tell you, Coach Stafford made us men. I love Coach Stafford. He made us men. What I mean by that is, despite the fact that when we lost, he ran the shit out of us, literally. And but he made us to that point. Like that summer, I was in so good a shape that we go play ball. I would play ball and play hard and be like, the 5th, 6th game, I'm still going hard. People like, how you still going hard? Like, nigga, we ran all year. We ain't
I
doing
wanna
no
let
more.
y'all know, he has the pictures before he was in shape.
Yeah, I was. Oh shoot,
He has 'em.
Girl, I'm fine
He looks great now. He looks fine.
You have what you just talked about though, as far as doing your research. I'll just give a side, not something that's really important. So, last night when they talked about the best game that was played at the tournament last night. You had two schools. You on one side, one coach, 5 state championships. On the other side, 3 coaches, legendary, high school, college, NBA.
Where we at?
I'll let them tell you. However, I said to somebody, when you look at the program, both programs, you could say, if you were a parent trying to choose a school, knowing that your kid is academically sound, and they're not gonna have issues academically, you can say, that coach right there can teach my kid to get where he's trying to get athletically. Those coaches can teach. So when I say that, only a few benches are like that in the state.
In the
rest
state.
in the state. So the rest of these benches are not, and they're teaching the majority of our student athletes.
Yep.
So it's important to know who has been where you're trying to get your child to. I have always purposely and intentionally allowed only certain people to coach my son on purpose. And the people that I wouldn't have normally have allowed, it was simply because that was maybe a school coach and I had no control in middle school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Elementary
Right,
school.
right.
So, and a lot of times I would ask my son, do you really want to play? Because I didn't want him to get bad habits that would hinder him in the end. And so people call me all the time, can I coach? He going with this coach right now.
He busy.
Right.
He busy.
You go into battle tested.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
I'm not saying that just because you haven't been, you don't know, but then you have to prove to me through that
Yeah.
if I choose you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just want someone that's able to give him something that's gonna help him and develop him. The biggest thing is skill development, knowledge of the game, and then are you a good man that
Right.
my son should actually be around?
Right.
That's most
That's-
important.
That's
Can,
true.
you know, what kind of man
That's the
are you?
homework, yeah.
You know,
And then-
go ahead.
And then some moms don't know. Like he said, he said the men don't just put the kids out there. Right now, the moms are doing it too. When we have the authority over it. Okay, he wants to play. Go ahead and play. The coach called. Hey, can your son come and go out of town with us for a week up here? Yeah, go ahead and play. So that's another part of us. We're willing to help or give you what we had, go through what we've been through, open up our phone conversations again to tell you those parts because you don't know that. You don't know. Maybe you need to investigate a little further. Do you know where he started? Do you know where he came from? Do you know where he goes home to? Where he's allowing your child to get in the car with him? Those are things you have to look into before
Yes.
you take my
Wait,
son.
I got it.
Yes.
So I'm the mom that has no problem with letting people coach my kids. I have 2 different total personality kids. I have 2 different. My oldest son is something special. He gonna run his mouth. He gonna tell, and he has things that he has to work on. Coach Keita left us, so it's hard for me to find somebody that can coach him right, you know what I'm saying? And then my youngest son, he just go with the flow. He can go, you know, I don't have to worry about him. Any coach, they can tell him what to do, he gonna do it. So I do have a struggle with that. Right now, that's our problem with trying to figure out what high school is good for him. You know what I'm saying? What high school is gonna put that work into him and develop him and put him to that next level? Because I know my oldest, he can be amazing.
No, what's smart mouth? Like, give me an example.
Okay, I'm not gonna say smart mouth. He just has an answer for everything. They're like, why you didn't play defense on it? I did. You know what I'm saying? He has, like, he's
Like, I
very
watched the
vocal.
game.
Right. He's very
Adrian
vocal.
Bronner.
Never wrong. But I mean, he has, like, he's known, you know, people at Romulus know, they like, he's very passionate about the game.
He loves the game.
He is passionate.
Does
He loves
everybody's son love the game though?
Yeah.
Amen.
They
Yeah.
do.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's take you further than anything. Love.
Yeah, it does, yeah. Not that old, you know, you playing basketball this year,
No.
you know, forcing them and all.
Oh, no, cause, and it's a good thing that when they do love it, because I'll be honest, and I talked to them, these two, about this the other day. My son pissed me off because of the smart mouth thinking you know everything all the time. And I told him, oh, you're not playing no more this year.
Ooh.
And I was dead serious, and I'm still dead serious. So that is yet to be determined based on this conversation between himself and his father today. We have a meeting today, all as a group. Because
We're robbing court?
He's in court.
Damn.
Exactly. And I'm serious because I feel like if I take it now is the best time to take it away in order for me to get him to fully understand it.
what's going
And
on.
take this from a mom whose kid, on a scale of 1 to 10, he had an 8. But we gotta get to this 10. You have too much potential to just be an 8. That's not good enough. And so we didn't know about it this evening.
Dang.
So these
You know
are,
what?
these
You
are
know
off
what?
the court issues.
Tune
why
in
he
tomorrow.
court right now.
Exactly.
I ain't mad at you.
But
But I
like,
did.
it's like she said, thinking you know everything.
Mhm.
Always kind of talking back, turning your lip. Cause
Do y'all still bust him in the head?
Yeah.
You know
That's
what?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the good thing for me is that my support is heavy, you know, and they're part of my
That's good.
support.
Yeah.
Even going back to the whole cell phone thing, like I don't even take their cell phone. When I take their cell phone, I'm going through it just to monitor it. That's it. But what I do is just get on the telephone or shoot a text message to whomever, let them know what's going on, and when you see them, dog check them. That's me. My son will say, you the telltale.
Yeah.
Because he goes somewhere and be looking like, how do you know? Oh, my, you told him, you know, or her, you know, all of them. I tell Keith, I told her the other day, call my daughter to get on her ass. You know, that's what the village is for.
Lord, that's
you know?
right.
So
Right,
that's,
so
what-
love it.
that's how I handle it,
Yes.
and it works.
Yes.
It works for me. Like my kids, like, if I say something, they don't do it, and I pick up my phone, well, who you about to call now? You know, because they know, I'm on it, you know?
Mhm.
It's been many times I'll call Coach Ward, and he be like, all right, next thing you know, he at the door. My son
That's what I'm
upstairs,
talking about.
my son in the room, and he hear his voice at the door, and he hopping up. Oh, don't try to hop up
Nah.
now.
Right.
You know, so things like that, like
Oh, you can hear George 10 blocks away.
I love it.
Yeah.
you know, so and I call them, you know, sometimes. You know, I call Tiffany. Chauncey's at her house. Talk to Chauncey about it, or her husband. Have Rob talk to Chauncey. You know,
That's
it works.
love.
That's what works for me. You know, because I have
Yeah.
6 of them. So taking all them phones and working, school, you know,
Amen. I got you,
Right.
baby.
Yeah.
That's right. I got time.
Right.
Whose phone is this?
Right.
This phone ain't here till March. This phone come back February
Hey,
2nd.
I'm not being funny here.
Or you take one and they use the other ones.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
Have girls kicked in yet?
Oh Lord, that's the question.
So for me, that's my only thing right now. That's you. My biggest thing now is the girls. It was the girls in the school, and I knew my son going to
That's why he
King
told
was
us
gonna be a
to-
challenge because he's always been in charter schools for one, and for two, he's just not. He doesn't really like that attention. I knew once he went to King, he was gonna really get a lot of attention. And then the girls are more aggressive.
They aggressive
You know,
as
so
nowadays.
yeah, and now.
It was aggressive when we were kids.
Oh no, not
Like,
like
not as
Not like
he was
now.
getting, no, like, we
No.
trying to grab him on the booty and run away. You
Listen.
can't do that, D.
No,
Nothing now.
Right.
No, now the girl, when we were kids, we did did our thing. But if you
Right.
see adults coming, you watch like, no, wait.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
true.
No.
They don't get them more.
No,
Yeah,
that
they
don't
don't get you
exist.
right.
That don't
Yeah.
exist. I'm like, hold on, I miss mama.
Right, you
And
right.
some teachers are like that, show boo.
Yeah.
Therefore,
Yeah.
Damn.
yeah, they're really forward. We go to the
Yeah.
games and the little girl's like, this Jamal girlfriend. Jamal don't have a girlfriend. I pay all Jamal's bills.
Amen.
Hey,
I know
man.
that's real.
Jamal, this is Jamal girlfriend. That's Jamal mom. This is Jamal girl. Jamal doesn't have a girlfriend, honey. Oh, they
I remember
forward.
when them
They,
nuns
they
used
go
to,
with you.
yeah,
Talking to Mike.
yeah, the mic.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember when
Yeah.
them nuns used to be like, just, Mr. Harry, he's so mannish. Mannish was a scary word. I didn't know what it fully meant, but I knew it was bad. And I knew it was me. Yeah.
I know that. Man, it's
Yeah, I
you.
just, yeah, it was just a bad thing, you know.
Man, it's you.
That's why my son's phone is cooking right now.
But the girls?
Yes.
Wow.
And they
I wanna know,
twerk videos.
what's going on with this over here?
Yeah.
My phone is huge.
I tried to get y'all to,
We
That
lost
was
it.
me. And then I was gonna put it on mine, and I just was not, he gave it to me, I could do
We
it.
making it work. We
But
making it work.
man, so hey, listen, you know what? I mean, girls, that is a problem. I mean, it's like, damn.
They send it
I just had a
videos,
girl. My daughter, when
pictures.
she in college, 3rd year, doing great. Jeans is off.
Amen.
doing good. So talking to dudes is a different
Oh,
ball
my
game. You know what I'm saying? So my son about to go to high school, and I'm scared in the mug right
Yes,
now
baby.
because it's like,
Be
you know,
afraid.
he's smart,
Be very afraid.
he's nice looking, he athletic, and I'm like, man, you know, and then he about to probably gonna go to Renaissance, probably play with Coach White, probably. We gonna look at this, but
why not?
I mean, you gotta go to Renaissance just for the legendary purpose of my sister, me, his sister,
Just
and
for,
him.
huh?
Just
talking
because
about-
keep it going.
We were
you
just
know what
talking
I'm
about
saying?
that just
Yeah,
for.
just good. Right. But no, but Coach White great though. I love
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
Coach White.
I
And
totally
he's a
agree.
good dude, and I know that he gonna make
Get him where he need to be.
little legs, little bust his ass. So I do.
Coach White been on the court.
Right, that's my
Yeah.
guy. That's a good dude, man. I respect and love that dude. That's a good dude. So I'm like, but I'm just scared like the girls thing.
Oh,
is-
they so
He's so
fun.
darn
Cause
shy.
it doesn't matter. I don't wanna put that on nowadays, cause it just, girls change you.
They do.
True.
They just change.
True.
And once the
They
boom
can-
bap kick in, oh my God. Yeah, it just changes you. It naturally, you don't even have to, it changes you. And so, you know, they think it's uncool not to get it going on till you're 18 or something, but man, if I could tell a kid, please wait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we released them. We released them to the coaches.
Yeah.
We're not releasing them to the girls yet. We not.
Yeah.
We got.
Yeah.
We holding on to
Yeah.
them.
Step by
You
step,
know
one
what?
step at a time.
And it's just, it's hard, with them phones, it's hard to hide things from them.
It
Oh, yeah.
is.
They have access
Yeah,
to
everything nowadays.
sex
Yeah.
knowledge
Yeah.
all day long.
Yeah.
And see, when we
Amen.
were in school, they had sex education classes. I did in middle school.
Did we?
I did.
Yeah, I
yes.
did.
What
I went to
about
TAP.
racist Miss Boucher? Yeah, but I didn't have her. She didn't like me at all. She had every STD. Remember she would admit
Yeah, I
it in the
remember.
class?
What?
I've had this, I've had that.
She was hot.
She was just that honest.
She said
Home
experience
economics.
is
She
a
was
good
just
teacher.
in Woodstock. Huh? She just was in the Woodstock back in the 60s.
She didn't like condoms. I can tell you. She got a bad script. I can tell you that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I can tell you that. She didn't like me at all. So that's okay, because the whole school didn't like her. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, it's sex education is huge.
They
The phone
educate
is the one
themselves.
educating them
They're doing
now.
themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're educating
Yeah.
themselves with
Yeah.
using these technology.
I remember to find a porn was like opening up the
Oh,
Pulp Fiction
man.
briefcase.
Right.
Yeah. That light, yeah.
That's right, that light,
Oh,
Yeah.
Now you don't have to look for it.
Now
It's
you
gonna
ain't gotta
come down
look
your
for it. It
timeline.
find you.
It
It's gonna come
find
down
you.
your timeline.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Seriously.
yeah, it was just, it's access to everything, and that's huge to parent.
It's a new day and time.
Another
Yes.
question. So, I just thought of this. So your, all the kids, all your sons are doing well in school?
They
Oh,
are.
absolutely.
And how much do you stress school over sports?
If you're not on the honor roll, you can't play.
Okay.
Amen.
Okay. That's what I'm
Well,
I love to hear that.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
knocked me out.
That'd have kept me playing, boy. Like, hey, I got the honor again. You know.
I tell my
Yeah.
son that when you're just a good athlete, the schools pick you. When you have great transcripts, you pick your school.
True.
So where you want to weigh in at? He has so many schools he wants to go to right now. He wants to go everywhere. But in order for you to get to pick where you wanna go, you need to have the grades.
Yes.
When you have athleticism, certain coaches gonna come and look for you here and there, but when your grades are where they're supposed to be, you can pick where you wanna go.
That's
So
right.
that's first, and they'll say, the schools, well, the coach said we can play as long as we keep a seat, well, that's the coach.
That's
The coach-
good.
The coach can't overturn my
Right, coach
decision.
don't run this household.
He
The
doesn't.
the state of Michigan
What's the
said,
honor roll these days? Is it still 3.0 and up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
ours is no C's,
right,
where we at.
Oh, come on.
That's
No
charter
C's,
schools.
no C's in my.
No,
C's
charter
are
schools,
allowed in
charter
my home.
schools is definitely A's and B's.
How about no
A's.
2 C's?
My
None.
home is no C's.
Yeah.
I don't wanna see none.
There's no C's in my home, no C's allowed.
Especially
in
when
my
I
home.
help you
Right.
with your work, I
Same-
help you
same
with
here.
stuff.
and so I'll say this, cause I'm the most challenging when it comes to education. My son goes to UAD, and I do have the
He's
whole
smart.
3.0, you know.
True.
His first semester, this semester, he had a 2.9. He got 4 B's, an A, and 2 C's. I called his dad and told him what he had, and his dad was like, "That's horrible." He's a Renaissance grad. But anyway, I said, "Well, that's not horrible for me. I think that was really good for a kid who lives between 2 households, back and forth, 2 different sets of rules. A mother who travels all the time is out of town. A father who does have to work because he's a politician and sometimes not home. So here's a kid who has a half mom sometimes when he's with her, and when he's with his dad, sometimes he's by himself. For me, he pretty much did that on
He
his
did
own.
all his own.
Amen, I feel that. Hey,
And
Agree.
I told, his dad, he did as well as he could have possibly done.
Mhm.
And so yesterday, we broke down a schedule, or I basically gave it to him like this. I said, when you were in the 5th grade, you had issues in social studies, and that's when I taught him how to highlight, rewrite, read over, underline, find the words that you don't know, find a definition of them. I said, and that changed your whole perspective and your grade in social studies. I said, do you do that now for every class? He said, sometimes.
Right.
And I said, well, what do you think would happen if all the classes that you have B's in, you did that for consistently? What kind of grade would you get? He was like, an A? I said, so how many would
With
that,
the question
how many
mark.
would that how many would that be with the A that you had and you already had? He said 5. I said, what about the 2 C's? What would those probably turn into? He said 2 B's. I said, so what would your GPA be? So he in there like 3.7, 3.5. No, so wait, I know, well, he like 3.7, Mom. I said, yes. But yeah, basically, yeah. So I said, yes, that's exactly what it would be. So I said, are you willing to do that? If you trying to get your phone back and be held accountable and
Phone
be trusted. And he's like, I am. But more importantly, I said, you take that same concept and you put it to basketball too.
Facts.
Because right now, you're only a good player. But you add in those highlighting, rewriting,
What team is he
redoing.
on now?
He's on junior varsity
Okay,
at
good.
UAD.
Okay.
So I try to give him strategies, and it's because I used to be a teacher,
Right.
but these are all things that we all do. We find ways in which we can help them make sense of it all. And unfortunately, boys are a little difficult, I think, and we have
I
to
agree.
retell them.
Yes.
Like she said 5 times, like, I just told you to do this.
Yeah.
So I think that's very important when you think about raising your student first, athlete second. And although they will go to college and they will become an athlete first and student second, you make them remember always that they're the student first.
Was you a good student, Keith?
I was a really, really good student. My mother, she only had a 6th grade education, and she knew that I need to make sure they get what I didn't get. And we used to walk from Hubble and Schoolcraft to the library on Grand River and Penrod.
Yep, yeah.
We used to walk.
Evergreen, yeah.
No, not
No,
Evergreen.
Penrod, right there. No, right down the
Green-
street, right across from
Greenfield.
Greenfield. Doing the library right there.
It's a
Right
library.
across from the water, with the
No,
water.
Penrod is Evergreen, is what I'm saying.
No.
Oh, not Penrod, so it's Prevost.
Prevost, yeah.
I'm sorry.
You right, all right.
Okay.
I knew the building when you was talking. We just knew the area, my bad. That's what, yeah, you right.
And she used to walk. Used to walk. These kids don't want to walk nowhere. We used to,
No.
Monday through Friday, she walked us to the library every single day, and we did our homework, and we read books. This was every day of the week, Monday through Friday. My mother, her doing that, and she didn't read at all. She would just go and sit down. But we had to go and pick books, and that is what taught me, the knowledge that I have, Now, I'm gonna tell you where he gets this from. I also was the kid that I knew I was smart, but I just did enough. And when I went to college,
That didn't
I,
work.
That
when no, it worked in high school, cause
Yeah.
I was really good, but when I got to college,
Mhm.
I was like, okay, I'ma just, all these classes they giving me that I already had, I'ma just get enough, and my major classes, the ones that I went to school for, I'm AD, nope. So if you go to see my transcripts, if I had speech, I like speech, so if I had, ceramics,
Mhm.
I got a C. Swimming, I got a C.
Right.
Anything that didn't matter and I already took that, I
Right.
got a C.
Right.
But everything that was communications of theory, communications of health,
The A's and those.
A's
right.
and B's,
Mhm.
you know, and so I was smart, but like we all, it takes something to happen for us to say, you know
Right.
what?
I didn't get good grades till I got to school.
And was it because of your daddy?
No, it was by mistake. I just didn't know I was that smart.
No, listen,
That's a-
that's
Yeah, I didn't know I was that smart. I didn't.
that's something that some students don't know. Some got,
I
some,
swear I thought they gave me the wrong report card. Yeah. It's a true story.
And
My
it's
father
one-
was like, that boy just bust a 3 point. I never got a 3.0.
Wow.
and that's important to teach our children, to let them know that you will have weaknesses, but how can you improve them? And you're really good at this, so how can you make yourself great at it? And knowing that everything, you won't be perfect in. You know, I hate math, but my son is a genius. Like I won't say genius, but he's in algebra 2 as a freshman.
Mhm.
Scary
And
word.
it is, right?
I was so scared of algebra. I was scared of math.
He
I
loves
kept my
it.
old football team eligible.
No, but in my senior year, I wrote everybody's research paper.
Same.
You know?
Same here too.
Oh,
My hustle.
They still doing that. They still
Yeah.
doing that.
You know?
Were you good students in high school?
I was in high school.
I went.
She said she went, okay.
You don't do as
I
I do,
get
you
it.
don't do as I do, you do as I say. I didn't
That's right.
fail, but I was an A and B student in high school. I just did, like
Right.
she
And where
said,
did you
did
went
enough to
to,
pass on.
I went to Romulus.
you went to Romulus?
My dad didn't play that. We
Yeah.
had to be on the honor roll, period. We didn't play sports or anything like that, but we had to be on the honor roll. We couldn't do nothing if we wasn't.
Okay.
So yeah, I was a great student. I was a 4.0 student. I graduated
Save the
third.
best for last.
Amen.
And but the funny thing about it is my parents,
Northern also?
Northern. I graduated from Northern. But I did it all by myself. My father had only a 7th grade education. My mother, I was raised without my mother. She died when I was 8 months old. And my dad really, he pressed education. It's important to get it. It's important to get it. He didn't help. He didn't know how to help. My daddy can only do 2 things: count money and sign his name. That's it. But he was on our head.
Most of those men from those generations were like, especially his dad.
Yes.
Most
yes.
of them stopped
Yes.
at 6th and 5th grade.
Yes.
My grandfather.
So even now, I'm in school now. School is easy. It's easy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just blessed, I guess. I'm just talented.
I don't
I'm in
guess.
school, so it doesn't happen to me.
You're
So
blessed.
it's funny because once I start having my children, I automatically assumed that they was gonna get the same thing. You know, off rip. This is what I was smart, they gonna be smart. This is what I thought, you know what I'm saying? They're all different, so at first, it was kind of struggle. I have 2 children that struggle. 3.0, honor roll is good, it's huge, and I stress that. But for me, as long as they do their best,
Yes.
Yes.
that's all that's good for me.
Amen.
Hey, I was a student in school in Detroit Northern, and I was 3rd in my class of 205,
What year?
1996.
Okay.
But the best student in our school was the C student. The best student right now, he's doing, it's like 3 of them. They were clowns. They would not study. They was class clowns. But when I tell you they got their test, aced it. The only reason they were C's, they got C's is because they didn't do anything but that test. They passed. Right now they are 3 very successful. They were all boys too. Very successful men. Very successful. And our teacher used to say, he used to tell us, our geometry teacher used to say, he used to tell us all the time, you can't read. You can't read. Math is reading. So if you couldn't read, you can't do math. And those guys used to laugh, but they were, I'm talking about smart as a whip. Smart as a whip, you know. So honor roll is good. I do preach that. Out of my 6, 4, I have a whiz kid. She's 11. She's a straight A student as well. She don't have to study anything. Carly just has it.
Cause that's my word.
Do you discipline the girls too?
Cause that's my boo.
Oh, yeah. I'm hard. The girls say, they'll tell you that the boys are my favorite. That's what they say. The girls, I'm on them hard. And that's because, I guess because I'm a girl. And I know, you know, it's harder for the boys because I'm not a boy, you know? And in my family, we grew up, the girls kind of catered to the men, you know, all that crazy stuff. But, yeah, the
Crazy. It's actually a lost art.
Amen.
My daughters, yeah, I'm really, but because my daughters, especially my second oldest, second oldest, she's at Wayne County. She'll be graduating in June this year.
Amen.
She started high school, 9th grade at Renaissance.
I'm about you.
And she thought school was a joke. She's a social butterfly. And she got to Renaissance, and I'm talking about went to school every day, but was not in her class. Like, she was all over the place. I didn't even know that she got dropped off to school, but she wasn't in class. We would do homework together. She did her homework, I would check it. Parent-teacher conference, the teacher like, she didn't turn in it. I'm like, where is that? We did it. Guess where it was at? In her book bag. She never turned it in. So anyhow, she left there, went to UPrep. I took her out of UPrep. She ended up at Mumford, knocking out the park. She's smart. She's very smart. She gets it too. Like, she don't have to study. Right now, she like I said, she's graduating in June from Wayne County. She texted me last night and was like, Mom, I think I want to go nursing. I said, Chastity, what I need you to do is sit down and find out what you're good at. You're good at writing. You can do it without thinking. You need to go into something right. You know why? Because you will get a job and you will love to do it. You will never dread going to work. You saying nursing because everybody's telling you it's the money.
Yeah, that happens.
I said,
That
but
happens.
Chastity, I said, you an emotional wreck. How are you gonna wipe? First of all, you're not gonna wipe nobody's ass. You gotta be able to do it. Second of all, emotionally, once you find out something about a patient, you're gonna emotionally break down because you're an emotional person. She said, Ma, I never even thought about that. Okay, so what I need you to do, I need you to come to me Wednesday.
Think about it now.
Wednesday, you're gonna come to me on Wednesday and you're gonna tell me, because she said, I don't know, I'm about to graduate. I'm going off to a university. I don't know what I wanna do. I said, okay, so by Wednesday, I need you to think about it from yesterday to Wednesday, what it is you wanna do, what you're passionate at. And that's where we're gonna go. You're gonna go that way. You're not gonna waste all these years trying to figure out what you're gonna do. You're gonna do what you're best at. And that's where we're gonna move forward from there.
Great advice. Great advice. Oh, that was
Do the
good.
Nets. I need a time, a date.
What's the time of the date, ladies?
Monday, the
Martin Luther
21st,
King Day.
January.
Is it every
6
Monday
p.m.
or is just we
It's gonna be on
wait
Sunday.
till tomorrow?
Right, tomorrow's, yeah.
Tomorrow's the inaugural. edition.
Tomorrow's our breakthrough. Tomorrow's our
Okay,
breakthrough.
and it's
So
everybody
tomorrow
that's sitting right here.
plus
Plus
five.
five.
It's
Plus
9.
5.
Okay.
In here.
So tomorrow we're busting through the net.
I'm loving it.
Tomorrow
Love
we're busting
it.
through the net.
Yeah.
So
If
tomorrow
I
we're
got to
busting through
tell
the
you
net.
about that,
I'm
money,
sorry, I'm
gonna
sharing
tell you on the phone.
That's why I got another one. I'm gonna use one of theirs, like the kids do. Yeah, so tomorrow, that's Monday, that's Martin Luther King Day, 6 p.m. That we're busting through the nets tomorrow. After that will be Sunday,
And what's that time again, I'm sorry?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. tomorrow.
6 p.m.
Tune in through the net.
Through the nets,
It's bigger than
yes.
basketball.
And you can, where y'all,
Let me say the whole thing.
I
What
know
is
you
it?
can
Through the
find you.
net.
It's
bigger than basketball. Look
Tell them
at
where
my
you can find
shirt.
y'all at right quick.
Yes, please give out, everyone, please give out your IG, all your handles.
First hour,
We
first
are-
as the group, we got Through the Nets podcast on Facebook, Through the Nets on Facebook, Through the Nets on Instagram, and Through the Nets on Twitter.
Hey.
What about you get a YouTube
Yes,
channel?
yes, we do, yes, we
Through
do.
the nets.
Through the nets.
Excuse me.
Through the Nets.
That's
Through
good.
the Nets.
Please, we gotta follow. We follow that as of
Yeah,
today.
already.
Right?
Follow us on
After the
every-
day, we've been following them since they first put it out.
Hey.
Yeah. Why you think I said they was on a world tour? I was looking there like, hey, we second in command.
Yeah,
Third in
so
command.
make sure you go to our Facebook page and watch the video commercial.
We
whatever
follow
you
that,
do.
right, Free?
Make
Yes,
sure we
sir.
go, make sure we go watch it. Don't just follow. We need you to subscribe
We
and
don't-
watch that.
Exactly, yes.
I'm
And,
sorry. I'm sorry.
Subscribe to the page and watch that video that's there.
On
and be
YouTube.
prepared, on YouTube, yep, and be
Yes.
prepared for many more of them. Go there, check there all the time.
I cannot wait to hear the quality of this conversation and the guests. I know the guests are.
Oh,
yeah.
I know it. I don't even want to. I already know it's coming.
That's why you don't want to miss one. You might miss the guest you
I
want to
want.
see for a while.
I hope I'm one day.
You will be.
If you want one, we got you down already.
Yeah.
Everybody, come as a group.
I'm a basketball junkie. I
Yes,
didn't play
he
a
is.
minute, but yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Well, Mike
I played some
Fratello
minutes.
Mike
That's
Fratello
what I
didn't want to play either.
You could've played, you
Right.
could've went in his
Right.
backyard and played with him.
Right, he sure could have, he
You
was
could've
down
been
the
in
block,
his
up the
backyard.
block, right, he was down the
Pardon
street,
me?
up the block. He could have
You
played the
could've went into his
backyard with him.
backyard with him.
Yeah, I like
Dude,
firecrackers.
everybody came in that
I
backyard.
like hide and go get it in
Yeah.
second.
See, that's the problem, right
That right there's your problem.
Yeah.
Like I
Manage.
said, girls.
You manage,
Manage,
right?
manage.
Manage, like your granny
Man,
said.
it's sending chills through my
So don't
body.
forget,
Awesome.
Through the Nets, Facebook, Through the Nets podcast, Facebook, Through the Nets, Instagram, Through the Nets, Twitter, and our YouTube page, Through the Nets.
I had a good time today.
We had a good
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you for having
Thanks for
us.
having us.
Thank you.
I love my shirt,
Hey.
I like your shirt
the
too.
double XL.
Yeah.
Hopefully a year from now it'll be a.
That's just a large.
Just a little bit.
Would you stop it?
That's a large, yo.
Nice.
Anyway, I want to thank y'all ladies for coming out.
Thanks
Like
for
I said,
having
wish
us.
y'all much success. I already know it's gonna be successful.
It will be.
Check
all
it
four
out.
of you. And the 5 I don't see.
Yeah, right.
So all 9 of
They're here with us
you.
in spirit.
This
They're
is
on
gonna
the-
grow
they're
to
on
be
the internet
about
with us right now.
50.
Right. Right.
The bandwagon is
Moving.
open.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we've been receiving
Yeah,
calls,
I
people
do.
wanna
Yeah.
jump
I got
in.
groupies already?
Yes. Make sure you
Groupies.
qualify.
They got groupies.
You make sure, don't get it to the point where you got to train a parent.
Yeah.
Now, this is for the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ain't
We
training
don't
the
mind
mothers
helping,
right
we don't
here.
mind helping the mothers. We don't mind helping them, giving them information,
You
helping
giving
them.
mothers information.
Give me that phone. Give me the phone.
Like you said, they give the parents information. Information
We
they
don't
can
mind,
use.
yeah, we
That's
don't
right.
mind sharing the information. There's questions someone maybe have asked for us, things someone may have went through that some of us haven't. But
Yeah,
we're open for the information and the sharing of it.
Yes, because some of our guests are really women and men and anyone who has been where we are trying to get.
Mhm.
Because we have, we just in the middle of this.
Okay.
The end result is a degree, and that's what we really want for
I
our
love
our
it.
That's
children.
right,
So,
absolutely.
And we wrapping it up. Any shout outs, Freeze?
Sure, let's see. Shout out to my daughter about his school, still busting grade, getting busting her ass out there and everything. Shout out to my boy Jeff and them at they spot. And then shout out to Lindsay Hudson, my man SPS Flow. I love this, my dude. All them. And shout out to the ladies here. And look, and I pray to God that y'all kids not only just be successful, but be healthy.
Quick shout out.
'Cause that's the most important. Oh, Lord. Nothing worse than an injury, trust me. So I'm fat.
Shout out. I just shout out to the community, the support that we've been getting. I appreciate it. And hope they continue to follow us and engage with us.
All right.
Shout out to my family, Romulus, Ipsy, everybody that's been sharing and supporting the movement. Yeah, big things coming, excited, everybody, thank you.
Shout out all my ladies here, shout out Through the Nets, shout out you guys for having us here, also with our Lindsay for our interview on yesterday. Shout out my son's coach Waddell Henry, and shout out House of Lemonade, who's gonna sponsor our drinks for every one of our podcasts.
Drinks.
Look.
All
All
right.
right, shout out to Sonia, Lauren, Bopper, Kenya, and that's
Heather.
it. And Heather,
Heather.
who are not here. It's 9 of us, so it's a lot. And then shout out to our first sponsor, Enjoy Detroit. That's our first sponsor. Horatio Williams Foundation.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you to Mike Bonner for allowing us to
My
come on his
man.
show.
My man, Mike.
SPS Flow, Corner
Yes.
Pocket, and Jason for allowing us to share on, and helping us out.
Black business.
We appreciate
Yes.
you.
Black business.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
you.
So,
Black BID Ness.
Business.
Yeah.
We all we got.
The show 100% dedicated to my Benny, my grandmother. Rest in
Aw,
peace. That's
amen.
well
Rest in
said,
peace.
girl. All right, 98 years young. We over and out. We off the corner.
See ya.
See ya.
there you go.
I'm gonna buy you a bell key.
So when I was here last time,
I love it.
my-
Just know somebody recording it.
Okay. Okay.